All right, we are live. So, a buddy of mine in my Discord server said I wanted to start a new, standalone dynasty to play in my spare time between my other dynasty I have going on and online. And a buddy of mine suggested the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And I said, why the Minnesota Golden Gophers? And he said, because Minnesota doesn't win shit. That's quoting, by the way. And he mentioned a couple other things. So I said, you know what? I'm going to bring the talents of the old man on the hill, Bob Winuvas. I'm going to bring him up to Minnesota, to the Big Ten. Normally, I don't take on higher prestige schools. I like building up from a low B to a big guy. But he asked me to do it, or he suggested I do it. And so I was like, you know what? I'll get in here and I'll do it. Now I start by introducing a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to show you is that I do run on All-American sliders. I've got manual progression XP down to 10%, so instead of 25. I run 9-minute quarters, minimum play clock down to 25. I'm running a set of Matt 10 sliders off of Operation Sports. His All-American sliders version 7, which is the current version as of time of reporting. That's what I run. I did alter the percentage chance of transfers down from 55 to 45, but I left it at 20 max. I feel like it's a good round number. But I don't like the 55% chance of transfer, so I tone it down to 45, and I do it for both CPU and CPU and myself. So you can see the sliders for wear and tear. These are just again based on Mat 10 sliders. You can go check those out. I haven't adjusted XP sliders yet. I do a little bit of tweaking to those, but not much. Gameplay sliders again. These are Mat 10 sliders, so throwing the ball is going to be a little difficult. Running the ball is going to be okay, but as you can see, CPU gets a little juice on run blocking, pass blocking, because they still do allow a lot of sacks. Even with this setup, you can see injuries look a little high, but they actually work out pretty well. Everything is, precipitation-wise, is even Steven, and you can kind of see the penalties down here. Again, all this is Mat 10 sliders, version 7, as of time of reporting. That's the most updated All-American version. So that's what I run. A couple of things I also do as I go into XP sliders and adjust those to my liking. I also don't switch on pass plays when the ball's in the air. It's something I've done in my online leagues for a while, so it's a habit I do whenever I play offline as well. So if you watch other folks doing, whenever I do gameplay footage, if you watch other folks, they'll switch to make a tackle. Well, I'll switch to make tackles. As far as pass plays go, I feel like switching takes away the ability of the defender or the receiver as far as their ratings, and I want the ratings to matter. So essentially, I have a rule where once the ball is thrown in the air, I can't switch to either a defender or the receiver. The receiver has to make the catch if I'm on offense. The defender has to make the play if I'm on defense. So if I'm out of position as the user defender, then I'm just out of position as user defender. On run plays, I will switch. Generally, I try to hold until my guy beats me or until I get eaten up in a block shed, and then I'll switch. But on pass plays, I typically don't switch until the completion of the process of a catch or interception is done. And then at that point, I can switch. If you see me not switching during games, whenever I start doing gameplay footage and you get frustrated, know that is a intentional decision, because it does make it a more, I think, fair and balanced game. And it makes me also have to build a roster throughout instead of just, using my own user skills, which I don't have a lot anyway, to work out. I wanted to do this little shorter video to introduce the sliders, and also to look at the team, because I don't know a lot about the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I do know that their quarterback situation is a little rough. Drake Lindsey's a redshirt freshman. He's the best one we got. He's a pocket passer. So we'll probably be looking to develop an offense that works to meet his needs. As you can see, we don't have a whole lot of talent here. We may redshirt freshman Jackson Collick, 6'4", another pocket passer, impact development. So another guy that, you might be able to try and build around. The arms aren't great in the locker room. The accuracies aren't great as well. We just don't have a good quarterback room, and that's something that PJ Fleck apparently fell on that I'll have to pick up on. Now, as far as deal breakers are concerned, luckily we are in the Big Ten, and so we have some good brand exposure, which is what a lot of our quarterbacks are looking for. So our quarterback room won't change a whole lot, thankfully. The only guy we're worried about as far as, his deal breaker is a senior who's graduating anyway. So our quarterback room is not going to change much year over year unless the brand exposure goes down. I will say this quarterback room isn't great. Impact depth is nice to have on a couple of quarterbacks, but it's not a great room, and we're definitely going to be looking to improve in recruiting. I won't be doing recruiting in this video. I'm just introducing the team and telling a little bit about what I see and what I want to try and look at keeping. In the running back room, we've got a lot of good running backs here. Obviously, Cam Davis is going to be graduating this year. He's the third back, though, on this set. We've got Johan Cardenas, although he's normal dev, he's got a lot of skills. Elusive Bruiser is a archetype I really like to work with, although 84 speed's a little low. Fame Majobi. I know if I butcher any of these names, I do apologize to the real people. Impact Dev, so that's a good starting point. And he's a guy who will be here for deal breaker as long as we don't lose games. Oh, lovely. Championship contender, conference prestige. Okay, that one's not going to alter, so that's a good thing. So he'll probably stick around for his senior year as long as he doesn't get to NFL level. And then Darius Taylor looks like might be on the way out. I'm maybe hoping that he actually goes to the NFL after his junior year. That's kind of a hope there. Otherwise, he's transferring. And that'd be a pretty decent loss. But we do have A.J. Turner, and we have some decent depth in the halfback area. No fullbacks, even though this is technically a multiple offense. I don't even know what the offensive style book Minnesota uses, so I'm kind of coming in here completely blind. Looking at the wide receivers, the wide receivers look like we have a lot of deal breakers in the room, so that's going to be a struggle. We got this Kenrick Lanier the second is a playing time guy, so maybe he steps ahead of one of these seniors and plays ahead of them, so we can keep him in the mix. Conference prestige, brand exposure. Our top guys, Devon Tracy, playing style, so we'll have to get him some receptions. Pro potential, he's graduating, so it doesn't matter. Pro potential on him, though, that one hurts. 96 speed would be nice to keep around, especially at 6'5". Oh my Jesus, that's ridiculous. Yeah, but pro potential, that you're probably going to leave. So let's try and build him up and run him for a year and enjoy his speed while we got it, because we won't have it very long, unfortunately. I don't see us poking up pro potential at the wide receiver position in the next year. Tight end room is very leadership heavy, aka seniors. So we got 3 seniors graduating. We do have some speed down here, comparatively speaking, in the tight end room. So we got Pierce Walsh, Julian Johnson. It's our dev traits down here. We got impact. Okay, I don't care about the top 3. We have impact on the redshirt freshman Julian Johnson, who's the speed guy. I didn't look at wide receivers as far as depth, or as far as dev traits. Oh, Malachi Coleman's a start. Yeah, he's gone. He's very gone. But some of the guys down here at the bottom, I agree. We got an impact with Kenrick Lanier, so he's a guy that looks like he'll stick around as long as we win games. And Lonzo Glenn, another guy that should stick around, provided we can win some games, because keeping brand exposure up is important. Offensive line. Let's see what we got on offensive line. Our left tackle situation is kind of average. Not great, but not absolutely abysmal. We do have a redshirt freshman star dev. That's a huge get. Okay. What's his deal breaker? Conference prestige. We're not going to have to worry about that anytime soon. Playing time for the sophomore. Maybe we move him, kick him inside the guard, or maybe kick this kid inside the guard in the future. Junior Greg Johnson, impact dev. Reese Tripp, another sophomore, normal dev. We have some decent depth. I mean, compared to what I'm used to dealing with, we have decent depth. I know this might be not great for a Big Ten school, but I mean, starting out, I can definitely make this work. Marcellus Marshall starting, and he's a senior. So maybe that's a guy we kick that left tackle into guard, not right guard next year. And then right tackle, we got Dylan Ray, Aluma Nikele, and Jaden Ball. They're freshmen. The freshman class is pretty talented from what I'm seeing so far. And then I looked a little bit outside of game at some of the players, just looking at stats. And I will say that this is kind of weird, which is why I'm going to run a multiple defense year one in Minnesota, because we have a lot of big edge guys that could potentially play in interior or, play that 3-4 style, because we got 300 pounds, 285, 275, 270 out here. And all these guys have some talent, especially Anthony Smith. Although Anthony Smith has pro potential, that's one we might be able to talk him into coming back, but he also might get good enough to where maybe he goes to the NFL, maybe. Right edge, we got a lot of got 3 true freshmen. That's pretty big. Any of them got any dev traits? Impact, star dev on Jackson Howard. And he's got championship contender, so we have to win some games to keep him in the mix. Jackson Howard could be a big one in year 2 and 3 for us on defense. Let's see. In the interior, we got Devin Eastern, star dev senior. Oh, we definitely need to work on DT. Defensive tackle needs to be a focus in recruiting, preferably some big guys. If we can pull in some heavy set guys, or guys that could get heavy set, somebody may start at like 300, 310, 320. That'll be helpful for us as we move into a multiple sets. So let's look at our linebacker situation. Our Sams are rough. Okay. This is what I'm used to from playing with, lower tier, lower prestige schools, and all of them are normal dev. Okay, but we do have some speed with Ethan Stendel, but not much to write home about at Sam. What about the Mike? Not a lot of depth. They got Impact Jr. and Maverick Baranowski. Joey Gerlach is normal dev. Matt Kingsbury is normal dev, so not exactly lighting the world on fire. We got 3 seniors and a freshman, so okay, linebacker's probably an area where if I can find some extra talent, that would be nice to have. This is a good redshirt freshman, Mason Carrier. Maybe I'd throw him in the mix. He's got gold hammer and gold grip breaker and gold wrap-up. Jesus. Yeah, he might play ahead of these guys in front of him, honestly. And he's impact dev. Yeah, you got to play that kid somewhere. And then our secondary, Saquon Bryan, got gold knockout with impact. I will state I like bigger corners. 5'10" is not exactly athlete. 6 foot, that's when you're getting into my line of thinking. 6 foot and bigger. But year one, I'm not going to be picky. But when I recruit out, I usually look for guys that are going to be bigger. So when you see my recruiting board, you might see some bigger guys coming in the mix, which I know does mean slower, but I'd rather have the size, because especially with big wide receivers coming into play, I like to have those big physical corners to match up. And I'll take a little bit of speed loss, because especially once we start getting better and getting those 4 and 5 start corners, we'll be much better in that area. And all of them look like there's only one guy that's deal breaker. Proximity to home. Oh boy, really? Okay, so that kid might be moving off for his senior year. That's fine though. Everybody else, we only have one senior, and he's 6th on the depth chart, 7th on the depth chart. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Jonathan McMillan, Mike Gerald. And we got a bunch of impacts, which is not a bad starting point. Both our starters are impact dev. Both our starters look like they're going to be here. And it looks like our coach, the offensive guy, offensive coordinator has to be a strategist, because that's helping out our deal breakers on playing style. So, all right, this is the guy I did look at earlier, and this guy is, I don't know who this kid is, but I will learn who this kid is. Coy Parrish. This kid literally play anywhere I wanted to. He could even play quarterback, although he would not be the best one in the roster. He could still play quarterback. He's got 75 throw power, but his cover skills are elite. He can tackle. He can play safety. He can play corner. He has receiving skills. He can play receiver or tight end. He can play quarterback. He can play running back. He can literally play just about anywhere. Year one, I'm going to try my best to keep this kid around. Thank goodness the offensive coordinator is helping me out a little bit with playing style, but it's not enough. We're going to have to, I think coverage specialist is passing yards per game. So we're just going to have a clamp down, no-fly zone defense. We do have some good depth behind him with Aiden Goolsby. Garrison Monroe isn't too terrible. Guys, like I said, I'm more used to having those kind of guys in the mix than 92 overall, 84 overall. But we got to work those guys in the mix. 87 on man, the safeties room is loaded. Jesus. He's coverage. Is he zone? Yeah, he's zone coverage. Okay. Tackling though, decent hit power. That's a guy I'd probably want to put in actually back there at free safety. And let Quay Parrish play strong safety, be in the box, and be able to cover tight ends or be able to go deep or whatever. 94 speed, good lord. And you're a senior though. Okay, impact dev there. So Quay Parrish is a guy I really want to try and hang on to, but that's going to be a tall order. He's a local boy to boot, so that would be nice to keep him around. And I'm sure anybody who's a Minnesota fan would like to see me keep him. He's got platinum house call, platinum layout. He's got bronze ball hawk, but he's got silver robber, gold knockout. Jesus. This guy's a monster. He needs to be the focal point of this defense. He needs to be everything we do goes through him. But yeah, we have a very good secondary, very much better than what I'm used to out of the gate. We got a lot of speed back there. Again, not used to that either. We'll have to find a way to get these guys out on the field in various areas. What's this guy's Darius Green? What's his cover skills? Well, he can't cover to save his life. Okay. But he can run. That's always good. We got 2 kickers, but one of them's a senior, so he's going to be out after this year. We got 3 punters. Why do we have 3 punters? Come on, make a decision. All of them have a good leg, so probably just cut the rest of you, or maybe turn one of you into a kicker and one of you into a punter and just move on with life. Because you have bronze, chip shot, deep, and silver deep range. You're a junior redshirt with deep range, gold, mega leg, silver, and coffin corner bronze. And you're a sophomore redshirt. And all of you have 80 plus kick power. That's pretty good. 88 kick power for the senior, 83 for the sophomore with 67 kick accuracy. Okay, that's not that great, but local boy. So, I gotta admit, this roster is interesting. I definitely will probably do some depth chart manipulation. Try and put guys out there that I want out there to play. I wanted to just use this video as an intro to sliders, how I play, and the roster itself, and what my thoughts are as far as trying to keep guys around going forward. I think in the next video, what I'll probably do is go through recruiting, the initial recruiting board, show you the depth chart once I get it figured out, and we'll set up our recruiting board. We'll get through week 0. I believe I can cut some schedules right now. Okay, we're open week 1. We're open week 0, and we got Buffalo week 1. Okay, we got a cakewalk schedule early on. First 2 weeks anyway. We have Cal. Then our conference schedules. Oh Jesus, Rutgers. Okay, Rutgers not too bad. Ohio State. That's ouch. Purdue, Nebraska. Nebraska might be a tough game on the road. Or no, it's at home. We got them at home. We go to Ohio State though. We go to Iowa. It's a rivalry game. Okay. Sorry if I don't know your rivalries right off the bat, Minnesota. So sorry. Okay, at home against Michigan State, on the road against Oregon. We got Ohio State in Oregon on the road. God, that's practically 2 losses right there. Northwestern shouldn't be a bad game. And then I've been told to hate Wisconsin with every fiber of my being. That's the one rivalry I was told about. Wisconsin can kiss Minnesota's ass. So that's one that it's almost got to be a have to win game. All right. So that's a, and my goal is to make a bowl game. I feel like I can do that. There's 2 wins. I feel like I could take Cal out or Rutgers, so 3. But that's going to be tough. I doubt I'm winning that one. Purdue's probably a winnable game. We'll say 4. At home, and it's a rivalry game, I'll win one of those 2. I'll say I'll win one of those 2. So that's 5, 6. So, yeah, this is a bowl. This is definitely, at minimum, we can win 6. I think we can carry 6, at minimum. So we can make a bowl game. We went 8-5 last year. I think we could do 8 wins. I feel like we could do 8 wins. I think we can steal. I feel like we could knock out Rutgers and Purdue. I feel like Nebraska's going to be a tough haul, but we got them at home. That's going to be a tough game on the road. Michigan State, I think I could take at home. Probably not beating Oregon. I could probably take Northwestern. And Wisconsin, we host them. It's still a rivalry game. That's going to be a tough one, but I think we can win 8 games out of this. Yeah, I can do that. But we'll do recruiting board, show off the depth chart, and we'll probably get to the point where I'll play the week 1 game, and then we will go from there. So there's your intro to Minnesota football. Bob Winuvas is on the scene and ready to do business in Minnesota. We're going to see if we can do what PJ Fleck couldn't and bring us a championship. But first the Big Ten championship, then bring the national championship home to Minnesota. Let me check my coach contract before I head out because I want to see, have we done? I see bowl games, but I don't see Big Ten on our roster. So Big Ten championship is kind of a goal, but that's going to be a tough goal year 1. We're going to try and just get 8 games and get a bowl game under our belt. But until next time, we'll catch y'all later.